We had a very interesting panel discussion on the DMA and the relationship with competition law. First of all, we discussed about the nature of the DMA. The DMA is regulation, but at the same time, the DMA is a competition law statute at the end of the day. It is based on the principles of fairness and contestability. Fairness, let's not forget, is in the treaty. It's Article 102A. Contestability is a concept which comes from competition law, from industrial organization. So it is, in reality, a competition law statute. In that sense, the DMA is not so different from competition law, irrespective of what the DMA itself says. Now, there are differences also between the DMA and the German regime, for example, Section 19A. My personal view is that Section 19A is a more flexible and therefore a preferable regime if you compare it with the DMA. It is based on general clauses. I mean, there are specific examples there, 7 examples, 7 general clauses, and then it is more future-proof, let's say, in that sense. It's very flexible. It allows an objective justification and an efficiency defense, which is not the case of the DMA. The DMA is a very specific list of per se obligations and duties. It's a straitjacket. It's not flexible. There is no efficiency defense. There is no objective justification. The idea is that this would be better for legal certainty, but legal certainty is a very relative concept in the sense that you can have absolute legal certainty with per se prohibitions or per se permissions, let's say. But that doesn't mean to say that this is the best solution in terms of the optimal tool to deal with this phenomena. So in that sense, I would say that the German regime is better law, let's say, than the DMA. Now, that being said, the DMA will be part of the legal reality very soon, and we will be having 2 regimes. We will be having the DMA regime at the EU level, and we will be having also the German regime, Section 19A, or indeed other regimes that other member states may introduce in the future. That's unfortunate in my view. That's not good for the single market. We're talking about markets which are global. We're talking about practices which are which are to be seen throughout the EU. And therefore, this degree of fragmentation is something which causes some concern. To add to that, the possibility of unlimited private enforcement, which currently it seems this will be the case, then you have a good mix, let's say, of potentially a legal chaos, a state of legal chaos in Europe, where you may have, of course, the Commission enforcing the DMA, but at the same time you may have 27 national competition authorities doing their own thing on the basis of their own law, and at the same time having thousands of national courts essentially deciding on whether there has been compliance or not with Articles 5 and 6 of the DMA. So imagine, for example, complainants going to the first instance court in Palermo or in Helsinki, claiming that there has been non-compliance with Article 5B or C or D. These courts will have full competence to deal with the particular case, and they will be issuing in reality what will amount to mini regulations with res judicata effect between the parties. Now multiply that with, I don't know how many courts of first instance we have in Europe, but certainly this is of some concern, and I don't think the Commission will be able to have the resources to monitor this. Of course, there's a proposal to give the Commission powers to intervene as amicus curiae before the national courts, but let's be honest, it's impossible for the Commission to be everywhere. So, as a summary, I think, of our discussion, the DMA is reality. It's coming to force very soon. The DMA is an inflexible statute. The DMA at the same time will be challenged because of the potential fragmentation that we will have in the member states. And I am concerned that the European Commission has limited resources and therefore cannot monitor always the situation, especially when it comes to private enforcement. Of course, I may be wrong. Time will tell, and we will know soon.